Hello everyone, how are you? I wanted to make this video all about EFT tapping, and I wanted to make it because a dear friend of mine has some really great opportunities coming up, some really exciting encounters. I don't want to say very much, but we were talking about manifestation, and we were talking about the idea behind manifesting, in which you envision, okay, let's pretend that I have already got the answer that I wanted. The right people said the right things at the right time. How do I feel? What's happening in my body? And the idea behind all of that is that when you sort of pre-plan or exist within that state of, oh, this great thing has already happened to me, what you're doing is making it less scary for your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind is constantly looking for the path of least resistance. It's constantly looking for the familiar. And this is how we can get caught up in much bigger issues throughout our lives, where we notice, okay, we're going into these patterns of maybe living situations or partnerships, or maybe even work dynamics that are really unhealthy. But despite recognizing that they're unhealthy, we're going, yeah, but maybe I grew up in a household that was really chaotic or really unstable, and therefore this chaotic energy feels normal to me, and it doesn't feel scary in the way that, something that might seem on the outside a bit less tense, a bit less chaotic, a bit more naturally rhythmed might feel to someone who doesn't have that mindset work done at this point. So we were talking about the manifestation piece, which is a lot of cool information, but I was asking her about EFT tapping and if she was familiar with that or if she had done that, and she wasn't. So I thought I would talk about it here because it's something that I have done for years, and it's something that I did for several years before I even became a certified practitioner, and I just love doing it so much. And so I wanted to create a video to guide her through what she's going through without revealing too many personal details, and also apply it to anyone that has creative projects that they're working on, maybe different tasks that you might be trying to approach. I'm certainly in that headspace at the moment myself, where I have a million different things that I want to work on and I want to achieve. And I just think that EFT tapping is a really great way to shift the energy in our bodies, because we can really latch on to certain feelings, certain ideas. What does this mean? And we try to make these stories based on pre-existing beliefs and notions and so on. So I will make this EFT video for you now. So with EFT tapping, there are a few components that will always be present. So the first thing that you want to do before you even start is say, how anxious am I feeling, or how negative am I feeling? A lot of times we're using EFT to deal with feelings of uncertainty, feelings of anxiety. So depending on your situation, if you're feeling like, oh, I have this big meeting coming up, or I am connecting with somebody that maybe I've not talked to before, and I'm just really nervous and excited and I don't know how to harness that energy, that would be a good time to ask yourself, okay, in the present moment, how anxious am I? And confine it to a scale of 1 to 10. So if you're sitting there and going, okay, well, something that would make me a 10 out of 10 anxious would be falling from the sky from a plane. And so if you're not quite at the falling out of a plane with or without a parachute anxiety level, maybe realistically you're at like a 6 today. Maybe you're at a 7. And the idea is that you're just acknowledging. So what I really like about EFT tapping is that at no point are you bypassing anything that you're feeling. At no point are you numbing it. It's very much about bringing, feelings of shame, feelings of anxiety, feelings of, I've made a mistake, or I embarrassed myself, or I'm worried that I'm going to do these things because I always do these things. So the idea is that you say, okay, I'm at a flicking 7 right now, and I don't know what to do about it. So you say, okay, I'm at a 7, and then after you figured out what sort of level you're at, you will collect your thoughts and you will then figure out what it is that you're anxious about, because you want to put it into words. There's basically going to be a phrase that you're going to repeat while tapping these different meridian points, these different energy points on your body. And then from there, we'll check in again and see, okay, am I at a 0 now? Like, do I not feel anxious anymore? And if you do, that's totally okay. If you've maybe gone from a 7 to a 2, that's amazing. That's wonderful. And the idea is that you would go through that acknowledgement piece again. And then once you've reached a 0, then you're able to say, okay, now I'm going to actually change the energy. So before I was acknowledging it and I was making sure that I was okay with that energy existing in my body, because I still love myself, even if I feel embarrassed or nervous or uncertain. And once you've kind of acknowledged that, then you can actually move that energy and say, okay, here's the new energy. Here's the new way that I want to feel. And here's how certain I am about the outcome of what's happening to me and what I'm going to be experiencing. Okay, I've repositioned myself a little bit so that you can see all the different meridian points that we're going to be using. It is just your upper body. And we're going to start with the top of the head. You can use one hand. I like to use two. I like to really get into it. So if you want to follow along the way I do it, that would be great. And we do use this side of the hand, sometimes called the karate chop point. I don't know that that's a great term for it. So let's just say the side or the blade of the hand. I like the term the blade of the hand. So what we're going to do is tap. I like to use my middle and ring fingers. And again, I just feel like more is more when it comes to EFT. So what we're going to be doing is sitting up nice and straight and making sure your spine is all protected and everything, and have fun with it. Something to keep in mind is that as you go through this, you may notice that you like burp, you may notice that you yawn, you may notice that you're kind of shifting, and that is not accidental. That is very much the sort of embodied results of energy moving through your body. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come up with a term or a statement rather that we can use that will be helpful for the collective as well as for my friend who has really exciting stuff on the horizon. So if you are someone who's like, I have exciting stuff on the horizon, I have a meeting with a potential client, I have somebody that maybe I'm going to hire as part of my team, but I'm nervous about these things and I don't know how it's going to go. And, maybe it's your first client, or maybe it's your first VA, or maybe it's the example that my friend knows she knows what's going on, where there's an exciting meeting happening. So let's focus on that energy and what is it that's making you feel anxious? So on the one hand, it's like, oh, this is really exciting. But on the other hand, it might not go the way that I want it to. And so the stories that could be playing out right now are things like, this has never happened to me before. It's never worked out before. So why would it work out now? So what we're going to do is create a phrase that is about that negative feeling. So let's do something that can work for a lot of different people. So for instance, even though I am scared that this meeting won't work out the way I want it to, I still love, accept, and forgive myself. So those are the 3 keys that I like to use: love, accept, and forgive. Because we do get embarrassed. We do feel shame. We do allow these things to creep into our lives. Uncertainty, we can really embody that. And that's okay. That's what being human is all about. And it's not fun to go through, but I find things like EFT tapping is really a supportive way to nurture yourself and really connect with how that feeling of shame, embarrassment, uncertainty really exists in our body and can also be free from our body. So we'll start with, what did I say? Even though I'm worried that this meeting will not go the way that I want it to, I still love, accept, and forgive myself. So even though I am worried that this meeting will not go the way that I want it to. I completely love, accept, and forgive myself. So let's go to the top of the head. Ooh. Even though this meeting may not go the way that I want it to, I completely love, accept, and forgive myself. I'm going to take my little blue light glasses off. So now we do the inside of your eyebrow, basically. And again, I like to use 2 hands. Even though I'm worried that my meeting won't go the way that I want it to, I completely love, accept, and forgive myself. And then you do basically the temples. It's very relaxing, very gentle. Even though I'm worried that the meeting won't go the way I want it to, I completely love, accept, and forgive myself. And now we'll do under the eyes. Even though I'm worried that this meeting won't go the way I want it to, I completely love, accept, and forgive myself. And now you can continue using these 2 fingers, or you can actually use the side of your index finger, and we're going to do just between your nose and your upper lip. Even though I'm really worried that this meeting will not go the way that I want it to, I completely love, accept, and forgive myself. And now, same concept between your chin and your lower lip. Even though I'm really scared that this meeting won't be a success, I completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Now my favorite one, the collarbones. Oh, I already feel better. Even though this meeting might not go the way that I want it to, I completely love, accept, and forgive myself. And then we do just the side of the rib cage. It's often like if you wear a bra, it's the bra strap, basically, under the bra strap. That's not true. This is a bra strap. Anyway, even though I am really worried that this meeting won't go the way that I want it to, I completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Okay, how do we feel? So this is the point where you would then say, I have gone from like a 7 on the anxiety scale to like a 2. And if you are at a 2, if you're at a 3, if you're at a 1, you'll just want to go through that process again. So rewind, do that process again, because the idea, I'm going to have to sneeze. The idea is that you are recognizing, okay, I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling anxious, I'm not at 100% right now, and I need some help. But even though I feel this way, I'm allowed to love myself, and I'm allowed to forgive myself, and I'm allowed to accept that this is where I'm at right now. So the idea right now is to connect with that feeling and be very like hyper aware of it in that loving manner, where you're able to say, yeah, I see that I'm not at 100%, and I'm still a valuable member of society. I'm still worthy of love. I am still worthy of protection and care, because you do not have to be a perfect individual in order to earn any of those things. So if you are at a 0, what we will do is move on to the affirmations piece. So with the affirmations piece, and I'll take my glasses off again. With the affirmations piece, it's not necessarily going to be the same phrase over and over again. You can absolutely do that. That's not a problem if you want to kind of try this at home, try this on your own. I assume you're at home. I don't know why I said at home, but we must move on, and I accept myself for having said a weird phrase. So Yes, what you want to do at this point is decide, okay, do I want to just say the same thing over and over again? I know for me, things like chanting is really impactful and really powerful for me. So sometimes it actually makes sense to just stick with one phrase over and over again, because I can kind of get into that rhythm of the words. And in other cases, I might want a bit of variety. So dealer's choice. So we're going to go through those same points again. And you don't need to worry about the blade of the hand at this point. So we're just going to go from the top all the way down to the ribs again. And we'll also have a bonus with the wrists, which I learned from Gala Darling. And I really love the wrist one, but we won't. That's at the end. Don't get ahead of yourself. Okay, let's start on the top of the head. I know that the right opportunities are going to greet me at the right time. I know that every experience that I have before me is meaningful and has innate value, regardless of the outcome. I know that no matter what happens in this upcoming meeting, I am already a success. I define my own success, and I know that the universe is looking to help me at every turn. I cannot wait to meet all the new people that I will get to meet at this meeting. I cannot wait to hone different skills by being a part of this meeting. I know that I am already a success in my field. I know that I am supported. I know that I am loved. I know that I am talented. And I know that my work helps others. I trust in this process. I trust myself, and I trust the universe. The universe is co-creating my success with me. And I will succeed. So how do you feel now? Feel free to do that whole section again as well. You can do it as often as you would like. There's really never too much in EFT, as long as you are checking in and making sure that, once you feel high vibe, once you feel good, once you're no longer feeling anxious and you feel very much in love with yourself and your work and your upcoming prospects, that's when you would like to end the EFT tapping and go about the rest of your day. So regardless of what you are up to, what you are doing this week, what kind of cool opportunities are coming up for you, I wish you the best of luck. I know that you absolutely deserve everything that is coming your way. And like I said, you are already a success. Bye.